RWP is brought to you by Porch Beer Entertainment.
That was interesting, though. The fact that I literally got to see in real time somebody hacking my account, because it was like Wang Zhu.
Imagine if you hadn't. Well, maybe maybe it wasn't like letting them in immediately, but imagine if you hadn't checked it just then and there. You might get some really mystery charges.
The same thing happened to me once with my phone, where I got a couple calls from like Pennsylvania, and then I went and got a Google alert that somebody was trying to hack my Gmail, and they were in like Pennsylvania, and I realized that they were probably calling to find a way to get my password. Like they were going to probably like, and I wish I had answered the phone, kind of, because I wish I had like dealt with that situation. Not that I was hacked, but I wish that I had been able to like talk with somebody. Yeah, try to just be like, oh yeah, totally, I'll give you my password, and I just keep giving like the wrong one.
Negotiate with terrorists.
Because I've never really gotten to get face-to-face with a hacker, really.
Well, that's just that you don't, because they wear hoods, and they're in the basement with a lot of lines of code splashing across their screen.
Yes, I didn't physically mean face-to-face, but I haven't been able to go toe-to-toe, and because they wear shoes, and that's why you can't go toe-to-toe. I haven't been able to go mano-y-mano, because they're all women. I haven't been able to do... actually,
what kind of bit is this?
Mano is a hand, right? So it's actually... Doesn't mano-y-mano mean fist-to-fist?
No, because hand is actually mana, I think.
Oh, so it's a girl hand.
It's los manos, or maybe it's las manos.
Man,
and it's like
Spanish-speaking audience of this podcast.
It's something like that, where like there are a few Spanish words that have like a I guess like los identifier, like gender, the masculine, feminine.
Sure.
And then, but the hands end in the O, and so it's just.
But yeah, I haven't been able to like fight off one or face to face.
I also don't even know really what I don't know what hacking is.
Yeah,
that's just it too. It's like it's 100% not like the movies where they're like clickety clack clack.
No.
I'm in the mainframe. It's just like a lot of it is just popping in a flash drive that has something loaded that someone spent time coding that hacks the software or something.
And I feel like a lot of it...
it's really anticlimactic.
It is, and a lot of it is literally them casting like a billion nets out, hoping for like one or two people to up, and they can like hack into their stuff. But a lot of it is literally just throwing out like a billion things. Like I was probably one of like 1,000 people being hacked in that exact moment. And I just happened to say, don't allow, while everyone else was like, yeah, Zhejiang, Japan, clearly.
Yeah. I was just there. I feel like... And I feel like it's kind of interesting because you hear those stories about like kids who have hacked like the FBI firewall.
Yeah.
Some fucking how. And
then they get hired.
Yeah, that's just it. Is the FBI's like, yeah, we could send you to jail since you saw a lot of classified stuff, but you know what? We need a kid with your kind of
But I feel like that's also the movies, because I feel like I just can't imagine that happening in real life. We're literally like...
It's like, I get it. Like, they're talented enough to do that, and maybe you can like... talk to them and be like, hey, what did you do for this? And like, I mean, the incentive for them to tell you is they don't go to jail for forever.
It's literally like, okay, like in a real world example, it would be literally like you keep robbing this jewelry store, and then they're like, you know what, you're so good at robbing this jewelry store, we want you to come here and work with us, so you can stop people from robbing the jewelry store, instead of sending you to prison.
Give you access to all of this stuff that you were trying to steal, so you can use it for good, maybe. I don't know.
Do you remember the AIM? The AIM thing, the Smarter Child thing, the robot.
Yes, it was basically like a Cleverbot before Cleverbot was a thing.
It was incredible because like you could say whatever. Because when you're like 12 and you're on AIM or AIM or whatever however you say it, like that would be where you get your most devious thoughts out, was against this bot, because you'd like be like, God, I just want to kill you and like slit your throat, and the bot would be like, I don't know what you're trying to say, or it would be like, that's not very nice. Dude, like, let's talk about something else.
We've been feeding an AI malicious thoughts since we were 12.
Smarter Child.
That's how Skynet happens.
Yeah, you're right. Because I was looking back.
Smarter Child. I haven't heard that name in so long.
I know. And it's one of those things because like again with instant messaging, that was just a whole other world for us. Like look where we are today with like texting and group chats and all that stuff. It was just, but just think about the way we used to do that.
Well, think about it too. Like, so if we weren't in, because like it was like you aim.
Yeah,
it was like aim video games, or like you did hang out with people. Like,
yeah,
like
physically.
I mean,
like we were
basically running around outside all the time.
Yeah,
but like if you think about it, it was basically texting, but stationary. Like you had to be at your computer to receive these updates, and like the away messages were so personal. It was like, this is what's happening in my life.
Yeah,
I can't be on right this second, and like you could leave like that and like flirting on there.
If you were dating somebody, you had to put their initials in your away message,
and that's how you knew people. That was it.
That's how you knew people were broken up.
If
was
you
because
didn't,
you saw
you were done.
Initials weren't there. You're like, oh man, Ashley broke up with Jared. Like the initials aren't there anymore.
Yeah, it's like you gotta you dissect all the message. Then you have the badass buddy icons.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I would change mine like every week because like you had to stay current.
God, do you remember your first screen name? Because I remember my first screen name.
Mine stayed. So I was eating a bowl of Cocoa Puffs. So I came up with it. It was Cocoa Puffs 3321.
Mine was like MMM Redwall, like something else. It was literally a Redwall themed.
Hell yeah.
Screen name. Eventually, it became Born to Run 06 because I was really into Springsteen at the time.
Yeah.
But Born to Run was taken, so I had to use 2 R's. So it was like Born to the number 2 RR Run 06 at AOL.com.
I remember some of some of the girls in our elementary school. Like I remember their AIM screen names because like it's just everyone had to come up with their own unique thing.
Abby's was so confused. That was hers, and like it was. But yeah,
when did we stop using it?
It had to have been high school. It had to have been.
Was it? Oh, there's no
or
way
maybe middle school.
It had to have been middle school because I just remember there was a time where I just stopped using it, and like it would. It's
a sad day.
Yeah, and it would power up too. Like every time you turn on a computer,
it'd be like, hey, play with me.
Pull it up. It'd be like, hey,
like, no man, I'm
like,
growing up.
Yeah.
I don't want to hang out on the computer. I want to hang out on this phone now. Yeah. But no, and then the other thing with that was that I remember when because I found this article that was talking about this stuff, so it brought back all these memories, was like you could go into chat rooms.
Yeah.
And back then, like, that's where all the pedophiles in the world were, was AIM chat rooms.
That was How to Catch a Predator, like...
Because I remember
training grounds.
You'd go into a random chat room, and the first thing people would ask you is age, sex.
Yeah, it would be... it
was like...
A/G/
age, gender, and there was one other... Or location, maybe.
Yeah, it was age, gender, state, or something like that. And that was like the first 3 fucking things you said was like... I'm 14.
I would always lie, just be like, I'm 25 and I'm a hot woman. And then just like the responses that would happen were just so disgusting.
Men are pigs.
But that would be the thing is you go into these chat rooms and there was a lot of the time, like some of them I think were like subject specific, but then there were some where they were just, they were just like random. Some of them were just random. This is like AOL chat room 1356. And they're like, you just go in there and then just start seeing the most like filthy stuff being talked about. And you're like 14 and you're like, okay. Those were the days, man.
Yeah, I specifically remember very vividly like those things and like AIM being a central part of like you being plugged into the network.
Yeah.
And like you could block people. And you could appear offline.
Yeah.
Like that was like the original like if you were trying to ghost somebody.
You could 100% appear offline and be like online.
And how you'd find out is like you'd look at your friend list and it would be one shorter and like you didn't do the unfriending thing.
Yeah, because you had the buddy list. It was a buddy list.
Yeah.
And it was all, and you had all your buddies on there.
I named my buddy list The World.
Oh, that's pretty, okay. Yeah. That's pretty good. I just
remember like there are 13 people online in the world today.
I would get, because back then, I would get in so much trouble because I'd be like, on it, and my mom would be like 5 more minutes, like you got to get off the computer, and then like 5 minutes would pass, and then like she'd come down and I still wouldn't be off the computer, and I'd just be like, just give me 5 more minutes, and then like because the whole time you're trying to be cool, like with if you're talking to a girl or something like that, you can't just be like, oh, my mom's making me get off, but like my mom would eventually. I would get in some, like, I'd hear the stomps down the stairs, and that's when I was quickly like, all right, bye, guys, I gotta go, sign off, and then, like, sprint out of the computer room.
Yeah.
It was terrifying. There was one time I was talking to a girl on the phone, because that's what we also used to do back in the day, was talk on the phone. was talking to this
house
girl.
Phones, yeah.
Yeah, and it was on the house phone. I was talking to this girl, and it was like, it wasn't even that late, but it was getting late. And my mom clicks on the line and goes, "All right, Ben, it's about time for you to get off the phone." And it was the most embarrassing thing on the planet. Dude, she did me so dirty. I could not forgive her for that. It was so bad. Because then there were times on the house, because back, we didn't have cell phones. So yeah, that was the whole thing, is you had to talk on the house phone, really.
So,
and it was so, but like anytime your parents or the parents needed to use the phone or something, it was always just like I think we had 2 lines. Or something like that.
You could pick up and stuff like that, and then if you had a dial-up connection, you couldn't be running the phone at the same time you were running the internet.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you picked up the phone, it was like, it was like someone's on the internet. So then it'd be like, I need to use the phone, get the off the computer, and that so whole battle. But it was weird. So we did have a house phone growing up for a little bit, but as soon as like I got my first cell phone, as soon as like cell phones started really becoming like more mobile and stuff like that, so we all got our own cell phone. My mom's cell phone was a home phone, so we basically listed a home address as a cell phone, so it could be taken everywhere with us. Yeah. So if you truly need to reach the home, and my mom was normally always home, you would dial that cell phone number. So we got rid of all phones in our house except for the cell phones, so it just became like, that was the home phone. So when people asked me for the home phone, I would give them my mom's cell phone. Well, yeah, it was like
for her. I feel like that would be a little stressful.
They're like, is she gonna pick up? And I'll be like, yeah, no. It's like, well, what if we call it like this time? Is your mom at work? I was like, well, no, she has her phone with her.
Yeah.
She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, our home phone's our cell phone. And like they were like,
that must have been very confusing for people.
It was. I think we were probably some of the first families to try.
But that makes sense to me, because it's just basically a mobile home phone.
It is, and it's no different than, I don't know. And it's like,
God, I just remember.
I mean, I was like, what, 6th grade? I'm like getting a ton of calls. I'd be like, hey mom, can you call Alex? And
remember
see if
when
I can go hang out with him?
When you did have a cell phone and you had like a text limit, there was only a certain number of texts you could send out per month.
We got in so much trouble.
Same.
Like
I went way over.
So we used to
every time.
We used to have this thing called a Sunday. It was like it was a family meeting.
Sure.
And so on Sundays we'd have a family meeting. We recap the week, stuff like that. My dad sat down and was like, "Do you guys know how many texts you sent?" Oh, no. Like that was the question, and we were like, "I don't know, maybe like a couple hundred." Our limit was like 180. Yeah. And he's like, both of you exchanged 3,000 texts. And he goes, "Do you know how much we get charged extra per text?" It was 15 cents or something. Yeah, but it ended up being like a couple $100.
It adds up.
And we were like, oh my God. And then eventually he's just like, we're going to get unlimited texting.
Yeah.
Because at this point,
you have to, because it's like it costs you more to not have unlimited texting at that point.
Yes.
Because of how many, because we all went over. I went over, you went over. It happened every time. Data back then, think how precious data was. Like if you had a game on your phone and stuff like that.
And you had to delete text messages, but you would save ones you really liked. So you'd have to go through your inbox and delete like every 60.
Yeah. It was wild, because there was always like a little tracker. Like it would tell you how many texts you had left for that month.
Yep.
And you always would like be holding on like to dear life those last couple, but we all would go over. I remember one of the girls I dated in middle school, her mom called me, and like I thought it was going to be her, but it was her mom, and it was like this big Jamaican woman, and she like called me, she's like, "Do you know how many more texts you went over this month?" And I was just like, oh my God. Like I was like 12. I was like, I don't know. I'm so sorry. And she's just like, too much money. It is. That was a little Asian, but she was basically yelling at me as a 12-year-old, like about how her daughter went way over data. And like, I was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't have any money. I'm 12 years old. Like I can't help you. I can't help you in this situation. It was insane.
That's crazy. And I remember my first cell phone I got in 4th grade. I think so. It was Miss Bishop's class. So like we had the whole talk, had to be responsible with it. I mean, you could barely like, surfing the web was like not even like a real big thing. Like you could actually try to go some sites.
You had to go to like the mobile browser,
but none of them.
It was so hard.
Sites that you wanted to go to like weren't formatted for mobile. So
so you'd have to like click around the screen. It was
drag
impossible.
It was like the weirdest thing in the world. But like I remember getting it, and I remember like I was like one of the first few people in the grade to like in my class that had one.
Big deal.
And it was mostly just for like who the was I calling? I was
Yeah.
in 4th grade.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like for when I need to, because I walked home, we walked to school, all this other
Gotta
stuff.
make sure you're not kidnapped.
And I downloaded a ringtone for
Ooh.
like 99 cents. And it was American Idiot.
Oh, nice.
And
That's a
I
solid
didn't
ringtone. I probably
understand-
had that as a ringtone as well
And I
at one
didn't
point.
understand like silence and stuff. And I remember I got a phone call for some reason. I think it must have been like
Spam.
it had to have been spam or something. I got a phone call in the middle of class. It was like,
Ooh.
I don't want to be an American idiot. And the teacher's like, teacher's like looking around because like, iPods weren't a thing yet.
Yeah.
And like all this other
Where is
stuff.
this
And it would
noise
just
coming
play
from?
this little clip. And I'm like smacking my bag and everyone's laughing. And that was like the first distinct memory I have of a cell
terrifying.
phone. I was like, what's going on? I was like, I'm going to be in so much trouble.
God, anytime a phone would go off in class, it would always be like a criminal act. Like teachers would treat that back then as literally
Like, oh, yeah? Yeah, how dare you? How
like,
dare you?
give me your phone. We got to bring it to the office, and your parents have to come.
Yeah,
and
why
pick
don't
it
you
up.
answer that in front of everybody, Brenda?
Like instead of just being like, "Hey, can you turn your phone off?" and then like use it after class, it was literally like, "No, you got to put this phone in this box that we're going to bring to the principal, and then your parent has to come pick it
Yeah.
up." It's like, why is this? This isn't a bomb. Like this is not that big of a deal. But then kids are also idiots.
Yeah.
So we've got a short show for you guys today. So we are gonna, we've got kind of a mini episode because we also, and we might have mentioned this, we're also going to be doing a new episode of Drunkards and Dragons. It's been a while.
It has.
It's been a long time, so we're excited for that. So we are going to still give you some content here, going to give you the word. We got some fishbowl stuff to get to, but it's going to be a mini episode here, and then full episodes starting again next week. But people have been clamoring for Drunkards and Dragons. I've seen some comments out there. I've seen some emails. They want us to do it again, so we definitely will do that. Why don't we go ahead and kick off this mini episode, Salty Dalton?
Let's do it. What do we...
You ask this every time.
I don't remember, though.
I think it's like a phrase.
Is it a phrase? No, I thought the phrase is to close it out.
Close the
no,
show.
Maybe it is to open it.
I think it's like maybe like a quote or a phrase.
Pizza's on the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. There you go. You can use that as the phrase. Do you want to use that as the phrase?
Pizza's on the way.
All right, let's do it.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yet I've flown from one side of this galaxy to the other. I've seen a lot of strange stuff.
Arise, fighters of Theoden! Spears shall be shaken! Shields shall be splintered! A sword day! A red day! And the sun rises!
Broadcasting from the porch or the basement or whatever realm hasn't banished them yet. It's the Random Word Podcast with your hosts, Ben and Salty Dalton.
Welcome in, Rando Nation.
Rando Nation.
There we go.
G45.45.
The nationwide is
Nation.
on your society.
That's my role now, is to interrupt you.
Monday.
No, you can't interrupt me
sorry.
interrupting you.
Sorry, I got excited. I fell back into my old bit.
Yeah, that's
anyway,
okay.
welcome into the Random Word Podcast
Yes.
with your host Ben and Salty Dalton behind the microphones here. Your disc jockeys, your
Yes.
your hotshot morning radio. Listen,
We need our. actually, we do have like.
we have a
air horns
soundboard.
and
You're not
stuff.
using it. Here to bring you traffic on the 10.
Yes, this is another episode of.
It's 33.5.
Yes.
The MiniCast.
It's going to be the MiniCast. There's not going to be another 0.5, though. It will just go to 34
Yeah.
after this, but we are giving you like a half an episode, so we have to mark it as that.
Yeah.
The fans are going wild. They love it.
They are.
So-
Terrence is here today, too, in studio. Hey, Terrence, how you doing? Hey, I'm doing all right, thanks.
Terrence is here every show. He has perfect attendance.
He is.
Which is pretty surprising.
He's here when we don't record, so it's just
Yeah.
kind of in my basement.
He's here all
Hanging
the
out.
time. But we're
Awkward.
whoa. We just keep repeating each other the entire time. Let's get right to it.
Okay.
Again, this is the Random Word Podcast.
What are potential Craigslist jobs? What are some jobs that you would advertise on Craigslist that maybe it could already be there?
Toilet scrubber.
Toilet scrubber. So just specifically only for toilets?
Yes. Because like it's something you don't want to do. I don't want to clean my own toilet.
Right.
But I also don't really want somebody else to do it. But
you
if
don't
I pay
wanna-
them to do it, it's okay.
Right, and you don't want to pay for a whole cleaning service of the whole house. It would just be the Craigslist. ad. I would do probably like an emotional support human. So it's a human that shows up wearing the vest that's meant for a dog.
Sure.
And then you take them on planes and stuff without paying.
Yeah, but that's kind of like a weird sex thing. If they're like in a harness and stuff, it kind of comes across.
It's not like, okay, they're not naked just wearing that.
Yeah, but people are going to think, oh, there's a sex slave.
Yeah, maybe.
Especially when you like spank them and you're just like, God, this is
right, yeah,
an
in the middle of your flight in coach seating.
A Craigslist job would just be like a line stander, where it's just wherever you go in your life.
Yeah.
They're
Have
on
them
call.
placeholding, yeah.
Hey, can you come stand in Chipotle?
would
Here's
do
my order. Stand
Bottle
in
opener
line.
too.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
if you're going to a barbecue or something, you hand them all bottles and they open it.
Yeah, maybe
like that. No questions asked. Nothing more. Nothing less.
Commercial watcher. So when you're watching your favorite show and it goes commercial, you can leave the room, go do whatever. They have to stay in the room and they'll signal when you have to
scream
come
like
back.
It's on and you come running back down the stairs. That's not a bad one. That's a pretty good one.
Thanks. I was also trying to think of something about, because like I'm also having to deal a lot with buffering with, for some reason, my HBO Go account. Like all Netflix, everything else works perfectly, but HBO Go on my PlayStation has been screwing up, and it will just like keep buffering, and it's really having trouble. And I was thinking about like it would be great to have somebody who has to like, rather than me be seething in anger about the buffering, all that stuff, they're the ones that sits there, gets it all situated. So maybe like somebody in IT, I guess.
So yeah. Or maybe a mobile hotspot.
Sure, yeah. Like a Wi-Fi extender. They just hold like the router on their head.
Yeah, that'd be funny. I don't know. What else would like what's something that like
a driver for sure. And somebody driving me to and from work, to and from DC, like an Uber that doesn't leave. Like they're always going to be my Uber driver. So like a personal chauffeur, I guess, is what that job is.
Right. Okay.
Maybe sandwich maker.
Sandwich maker would be interesting.
And they don't have to be. They don't have to be a woman.
How about
because that would be offensive.
You know what would be interesting if you use Craigslist to order food.
Like you post like, hey, can somebody go to Papa John's and pick up 2
I'll pay a flat
pizzas?
rate of $25, and then that person's gonna show up and you do the swap. So it's like a better way to like. It's another way to use like Uber Eats.
Yeah,
so it would be interesting if you put.
It'd be interesting to see the amount of time it takes.
Yeah, see,
because
you
post something online, somebody has to go online to find it.
Like it's very possible that someone could show up at your doorstep 2 days later with the cheese pizza.
No, it's very true because
and it'd be surprise pizza.
Which is there's nothing wrong with that.
Like, I know,
surprise
but like,
pizza.
And what if
great.
you're not hungry for it? Do you just be like, hey, sorry, like if you didn't
make
see
them
my
take it
email
back.
yeah, like I'm all right, thank you.
Yeah, you could definitely. We've chronicled on this show many a times about having a like stand-in for a lot of different stuff. Again, like I mentioned,
that was one of my
standing
fishbowl
in
ideas
lines.
that you just mentioned. It's called stand-in.
Yeah,
and it's someone you hire.
Yeah.
To basically do things with you or for you that you don't want to do.
Yeah, DMV.
Yeah, 100. DMV
everything.
would be such a
That would
great
be great
Craigslist
because
pull.
I really need to go to the DMV, and I like to update my license picture because it's been so much of a problem my entire life because I only looked 15 when I was 15, and then as soon as I turned 16, I stopped looking like that, but I have the same picture on my license still.
How'd you manage that?
Because you don't have to technically change that until the next round. The one on 2020, I have to change that, your picture. But, yeah.
Okay, so then, let's see, we're trying to cram an entire show.
Well, do you want to get to the word yet?
In 1 second. Let's both give 2 ideas of new ways to consume food.
Well, clearly, we already know, like a major one there. It's right up the pooper. Right up
yeah,
the butt.
Okay, all right, I'll take that one.
Because it's already going to go that way if you eat food regularly, so let's send it back up reverse.
So you're just driving down the wrong one-way street with that one, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very easy. I mean,
but like, I guess
what are you going to say, put it up your nose?
You wouldn't taste it. No, I was going to say vape it.
Oh, okay.
Smoke snack.
Yeah.
Like, what if you're like hungry for something? You just pop the flavor into your vape machine, you rig.
Or if you Willy Wonka and it's all in gum, like an entire meal is in
that'd be cool.
Everlasting chewing gum.
That'd be cool. Let's see. Another thing that'd be interesting is like if you got it administered to you via like slapping. Like skin to skin contact. So like somebody put their hand in some solution that's like maybe like, I don't know, an apple pie.
Sure. Okay.
And then slapped you in the face. And for some reason like you would experience that flavor in food.
Okay.
It would just like soak into your skin or something.
I kind of like that. Yeah, like a lotion.
Yeah, sort of.
Lotion.
Maybe
So
maybe smacking.
yeah, I don't think you need violence. I think you could just put lotion on.
Yeah, lotion would be an interesting one because
Yeah.
they have like whiskey lotion
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm
stuff
saying.
like that.
And
yeah.
it just sinks into your pores, and then it goes, and then you're like, oh man, I feel so full from this fried chicken lotion.
cool.
And
All right.
tasting. I think we figured that out.
All right. So
Let's move on to the word here, Salty
do it.
Dalton. The main reason for the show.
I feel that. I feel that.
Your word is
Skimp.
Skimp.
Skimp. SKIMP. RESPECT.
You give me the definition.
Skimp. It's a verb.
Okay.
To expend or to use less time, money, or material on something than is necessary in attempt to economize.
Ooh,
So you're
okay. Yeah.
So people normally use skimp in the context of like I got skimped at Chipotle when the person working the meat station only gave me a tiny spoonful of chicken.
I always
when-
ask for double chicken.
Well, that's
I have
just it.
to.
It's like, and then you end up paying more, and it's just like if they had a consistent way to measure it, because some people just bless you
Yeah.
with extra chicken, and some people
And Chipotle skimps you on the chips too.
yeah, oh yeah,
Chips,
it's like a
there's-
tiny.
I've gotten some bags where they're pretty full, and I've got some where it's like there's 10 chips.
It's
in
like
this
the
bag.
designer, like the inventor was just like, LOL, what's a way we can bring regular chip bags, which are already 70% air?
You know what place doesn't skimp on chips? Moe's.
Really?
That place gives you so like too many chips. I've
It's
never
like Five
actually.
Guys.
I've never finished a bag because what they do is they fill the actual bag with chips, similar to Five Guys with the fries.
Yeah.
The bag that your like burrito or whatever is in, they fill that with chips.
And that-
So you have way too much.
Because Five Guys, it's just like, it's like a, hey, what size fry did you want? I'll have a small. And then they so they're
It's
like,
the same.
cool.
It's the
So
same.
they put the small in there, and
Yeah.
then they're just like, yeah, it. And they
Yeah.
throw more fries in there, and they're like,
we need to get rid of these fries
and
pronto.
here's your small, and it's a giant bag of fries.
100%.
I have never ordered a large fry from there because they're always just like,
You don't need
here's
to,
the
yeah.
small, and then here's more.
No,
Because-
you don't need to because they don't skimp. But you're right. Chipotle is
Everyone
notorious
has, and everyone is like, you tell me right now that you don't have like 3 places off the top of your head that the thing you remember about that particular chain,
Sure.
and it's not the chain wide, it's dependent on location. Everyone has a location that they know either skimps on the food or gives you helpings.
for that. Yeah.
So like
yeah.
there's a kava, there's 2 near me. One skimps you so bad, the other gives you basically double as one serving. So like it's just like that's how I organize it in my brain. Is I'm like, what am I hungry for? Okay,
Yeah,
maybe
a
I'm
little
hungry
bit
for.
or a lot. Yeah.
If I'm hungry for Chipotle, it's like, okay, well I'm not going to go there because they skimp on it. But if I change over to this chain, I know that this restaurant's going to hook me up.
We went to Bull Run Regional Park over the weekend and went for a little hike, which was a lot of fun because we were looking for a specific trail, and I happened to take us down the complete wrong trail, and then we had to
Nice.
backtrack and then go down the right trail, and that was a whole nother thing. But then for lunch, we were like, hey, let's go to, because by where our new house is, there was Cece's in Chantilly. There is
Cece's.
no longer a Cece's in Chantilly.
Dollar Hot
It's
and Ready.
closed. It's closed. No, that's Little Caesars.
That's Little Caesars.
No,
yeah.
Cece's is the buffet where it's just like
Oh, that's
for
right.
like $9
We
you can
went
get
there together one
unlimited
time,
pizza. Oh,
and
it's
you
incredible.
were so hype about
I
it.
loved Cece's.
I walked in and was like, Ben, this is like a fucking cafeteria.
No, it was incredible because we would go and you would get the key was the triple double. We would get where you get at
Oh,
least
that's
10
right. You
slices of
explained the
pizza,
triple
10
double,
breadsticks,
yeah.
or 10 of the other things. Thanks, Ashley. But see, that Cece's is no more. They're all closing. So
Why?
I don't know. So we were like, okay,
I
the
did
one in
like their
Chantilly is
brownies.
closed.
Their-
Yeah, their brownies were incredible.
Their brownies really good.
Because
and-
didn't we go with like Nick and Pete and stuff? I think
Yeah,
we like all
and
went.
you were like,
'Cause
yo,
it's
Cece's is
incredible.
so great, and like we loaded up, but like the only thing I ate there was like 2 different kinds of pizza.
Yeah, they've
because,
got
like,
a lot of different kinds.
There's like 2 kinds I really liked,
Yeah.
and one was like a mac and cheese pizza, which I thought was
Yeah,
cool.
they have that there. Yeah.
And then it was that and brownies, and that's all I ate.
So we wanted to go there because there's going to be one. There used to be one right by our new house, and that was part of the reason why I wanted this house. Was like we're going to be near Cece's. It's closed apparently. So
That's
then
a
we were
bummer.
like, all right, well, there's another Cece's in Manassas. And so we were actually in your old neck of the woods. We go to the CC's in Manassas is not like my ideal place to go.
No, there's a very clear line in Manassas where you should and should not venture.
So we showed up, and there was just a sign on the door being like, "We'll be back at 4:30."
What?
And the employees were in the restaurant. They were just kind of like chilling, and there was a paper sign that's just like, "Come back at 4:30." And then we were just like, well, we're not going to come back at 4. It was like 3:45 or something. I told Abby.
What a weird time for that. What are they all out of pizza?
I think it was literally them taking a break, but company wide, like at CC's in that moment. So then we were like, all right, well, we're out of options. So we went to Arby's in Manassas, another great option. But my whole point of this story,
like about Arby's is their curly fries.
Yes, exactly. But the whole point of the story is Abby and I both got like a 3-piece chicken tender. And the food didn't even take that long, but the lady gave us 2 extra things of chicken tenders. It was nice. It was too much food, though. It was one of those things where it was like, in the moment, it was like, oh, this is really nice of you, but like I can't eat
in the end?
6, because then suddenly I have to eat all 6 chicken tenders because she's like looking at us from the counter, like, see all the warm.
You ate inside of the Arby's?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Because we had just hiked like 10 miles, and we were like, we just wanted to relax for a little bit before we made the trek back.
Honestly, I feel like it's more appropriate to eat Arby's inside of your car. I know very few people
we were the only people in the restaurant.
If I go get fast food, normally, and again, I haven't had fast food in forever, but like when I grab it, I'm not there to like have people watch me eat that. That's like something I grab and eat alone.
I've ate many fast food in the car, That's
what I'm saying. It's like, it's almost more normal to be like, they were probably weirded out at the fact to be like, yo, this guy's still here.
They were.
Like, we have chairs, but
that's why they brought the chicken tenders.
These chairs are for decoration. Yeah. Like, you're not supposed to use them.
Yeah, and the lady kept like cleaning the floor around us.
Yeah, because she's like, well, do you want to slip?
But it wasn't.
And die?
But it wasn't
so
late. It was like 4.
It doesn't have to be.
O'clock.
That's the thing, man. It's like it's now weird to do that.
Dude.
Like, remember when kids used to have birthday parties in a McDonald's?
Yeah.
And that was like the thing?
Yeah.
That was like the top echelon of like, yo, I got the play place. You have all the Happy Meals.
Yeah, got the hookup,
and fries.
Man.
Yeah. But like,
Nothing
they
better.
reached a point where it's just like not okay to really do that anymore.
No.
And now there's like,
I wish we could bring that back, man. Just imagine me, you,
that
the
was
guys,
their heyday.
We go to McDonald's.
When no one knew how unhealthy it was and all these other risks, like they were rolling. They're still rolling in cash, but they were like, if you worked, like if you were like in corporate McDonald's,
the respect for McDonald's has gone way down over the years.
It used to be like,
this
please
is
stop.
a great option.
Get
for
us
the
Happy
family.
Meals. Get us Happy Meals. And now I feel like little kids don't even like McDonald's because like no one takes them there because they associate it with like.
Oh, for sure, for sure. No, nobody does that anymore.
Anyway, let's this short cast is going to turn into a quick.
That's all right.
Episode.
Let's run into the one segment that we are going to do here on the show, and that is Fishbowl.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh.
It is time for
Welcome
Fishbowl.
to Fishbowl, bitch.
The segment where we pitch terrible or useful inventions or investment
break it down.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Before we go, I want to read you the submission that we had from our dear friend Ricky Frame, who appeared on this show.
Oh, okay. So did he flesh out finally one of his?
He's got one that he didn't tell us about.
Okay.
I'm just going to read you the email here. Boys, we're getting closer to that time of year when the muggy summer nights take the place of spring mediocrity. What am I talking about? You guessed it, mosquitoes. You're with your significant other, you think, gee, it would be nice to spend an evening on the porch. Wrong, mosquitoes are here. Dang, my leg really itches. Is this a skin irritation? Nope, a battalion of mosquitoes just gangbanged your ankles. What's the solution?
That's disgusting, Ricky.
No Skeetos. Coming for the first time ever is no Skeetos, which sounds like Tostitos, which makes me hungry. What is it? What's the one thing humans have that mosquitoes don't? Social media. You know why those skeets like to hang out? They're bored. Mosquitoes just want to hang out and party like everyone else on the summer nights. The app, No Skeetos, will display all the mosquito nightlife hotspots using heat wave technology. Mosquitoes have different core body temperatures. So guess what? That bad boy stops by and wants to be a jerk. Just be like, hey man, all your friends are kicking it over at the 8th Street dumpster. Go there. Now what exactly? You can enjoy that nice evening you had planned on your porch mosquito-free. No Skeetos.
Wait.
I don't...
Okay, so this almost sounds like the same technology as Snake Watch, the wearable snake detection device.
Maybe.
But like, So I understand.
I
So
don't.
are you going on Mosquito to tell other mosquitoes that they should hang out at a dumpster?
That's what I don't
Because,
understand.
like,
Are you
if it
communicating with
shows-
mosquitoes or
Because if it
with
shows
people?
just like hot spots, guess what? You open it on a summer night,
Yeah.
it's gonna be all f***ing red because there are 4 billion goddamn mosquitoes circling the area at any given time.
I think it's
But
supposed
like,
to
what are you supposed to do? Like, let's avoid behind the dumpster. It's like, okay, yeah, but like, if they were at your front porch already, going back on your front porch with a mosquito app isn't gonna do anything else.
Yeah, I don't because
guess
you
you
can't
could-
communicate with the mosquitoes like that. Just
The
doesn't-
mosquitoes would need a much smaller phone and access
Yeah.
to the mosquito app.
and they're
Because
terrible
then
texters.
Yeah, and they obviously they never respond, and they'd have to look at it and be like, "Oh, yo, Jim's having a house party."
I think the function, like you said, where if it's more about the snake thing, where it's like, okay, we'll tell you where they are to avoid it, but like you said, it's unavoidable in the summer. It's unavoidable.
like, I mean, you can avoid like a large cluster and being sucked dry, but like, I
so,
don't
Ricky, I'm gonna say you still got to flesh this idea out
know. I
a
would say
little
2
bit.
stars maybe.
Yeah, 2 stars on that one.
I mean, I'm glad you're participating, and I really want to hear about Bacardigan, the Bacardi cardigan.
He's told me a little bit about that. I won't reveal it too much. I'll go first here.
Okay.
Fish, I've got something for you here.
I'm ready.
So
Laid on my flippers.
you're at the gym and you got your headphones on, and they're the cordless. I mean, they're the cord one. You haven't been able to shell out money for the AirPods or wireless or something like that. So you got the wires going. You're kind of finding a way when you're running. You're either holding it in your phone. Some people kind of tuck it through their shirt. You know, it's a lot to deal with. So what we have done is we have taken the headphones and we've taken the shirt and we've combined them into a shirt phone. Here's what we're talking. Here's what we're talking about here.
God damn it!
The shirt comes. It's machine washable, and the cord is actually headphone cord is actually built into the shirt.
Okay.
So the. Oh wait.
Yeah. Let's walk through it, buddy. Come on.
This sounded so good to me earlier.
Take my hand. Let's go to the finish line.
I guess the problem with that shirt phone is you still have to plug in the phone.
Your fucking phone. And what are you gonna do? Tuck it into a pocket in your shirt? Half your shirt is weighed down.
I guess my point was because like I've had to run with those headphones
Maybe
on,
the
and
shirt is
sometimes
a wireless.
I'll run them down, like I'll run them inside my shirt.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you could have the cord sticking out the bottom end of your shirt.
That's what
but
I was
you'd
kinda
s-
thinking.
You'd still need to plug it in,
Plug
and
it
then
in.
you restrict your movement
there's
so much more.
Actually, I totally forgot to mention. So there's actually a sealable pocket for your phone within the shirt as well. So
Okay.
the cord is actually at the bottom of the shirt where the pocket is. You can plug your phone in there. It's secured and it's not jostling around. The
feel like-
headphone part is up by the lapel.
Right. So I feel like though, but like now I'm in danger of like if the shirt is dislodged, you're ripping out the earphones too. So anytime anything pulls on your shirt, you're done.
Well, it's got enough wiggle room there.
So they're like stretchy
And it's
strings?
very like
Is
compact.
it like the slap hand, the little gummy hand you would
No,
sling?
it's
Like,
very compact.
very compact.
And it's
Interesting.
machine washable. So you
That
won't
is
ruin the
interesting.
headphones.
The fact that you can wash your headphones because
Yeah.
they get sweaty. You get earwax on them.
There's
People
another-
don't want to talk about it, but you get
And there's
earwax on 'em.
also Shorts phone, which is the same concept, but the headphones
Ooh, but
are
where
attached to
where are the headphones going in from your
shorts.
shorts?
You know, at 3:00 today, this idea was really,
Sounded like gold, liquid
It
gold.
was really good.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I would probably go like 2 stars, maybe 1. Let's do 1.
I'll say 3. I think was what you were
One
saying.
is probably better because
3. Yeah.
you
phone.
talked yourself out of it halfway
Yeah,
through.
I realized the flaw
Yeah.
immediately, which actually kind of shows
That's
how
right,
smart
that's
I am.
fine, and that's gonna
Hey,
make
there's going to be some swing and misses, man.
that's gonna make my closing statement, my closing pitch for this show today. It's gonna make it that much more powerful. Compare these two.
All right, your turn, buddy.
All right, fishes. Listen, I'm not here to waste your time. I'm here to make you money. So, I'll get right to it. Guess what? With summer heat and even winter weather comes the need for chapstick. Chapstick is the essential thing that every person needs.
Yeah.
And they need it. Like, they don't need it until you need it, all right? Have you ever reached in a situation where you desperately need chapstick and you can't find it?
Sure.
Where'd it go? I bought like 6 at the store yesterday. They're all gone.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore. I'm introducing to you for the first time ever by Mattel Track Stick. The trackable chapstick. So it's connected to GPS. It can be used as a tracker for not only your enemies, but finding your chapstick that you brought, because it's pointless to keep shelling out money for new chapstick when there is one inside your house and you just can't find it. So it's a refillable chapstick case. You put the refills in, you track the chapstick. Stick.
Okay.
Yeah.
You pulled it off at the end there, because what I was going to say is
Why would you just buy a new one
are
every single time?
extremely inexpensive.
Yeah.
And if you're buying new chapstick,
The best part about this, 2 words: subscription service. Much like Dollar Shave Club, you get delivered a package of refill tubes every month based on your lips' needs, and you pop them into
the tube is
container
just
case.
for. So you still have to go buy chapstick.
No. So the tube is what has the tracking technology.
Uh-huh.
So you should never lose the tube.
Okay, but where's the chapstick coming from?
The chapstick is coming from our company, so you get delivered a refill pack. So you put the chapstick into the tube.
What if you
use
lose the rest of the refill packs?
then you got to order
on
more.
you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
on you.
Yeah.
But you will never lose the one that's in the case, because you will always be able to track it. And you've been in a situation where
Is this battery powered?
someone you love has been kidnapped. Maybe your wife has been kidnapped. Maybe your husband has been kidnapped. Guess what? Pop open the track.
How is
the
it able to
chapstick.
hold that tracking without, is it battery powered? Do you charge it up? How is it able to?
Much like the premise, watch batteries. Watch batteries last several years at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, and the casing is actually
The same as GPS signal.
yeah, so-
giving out a signal of GPS. Same as a watch.
Yeah,
battery.
it's much like plane technologies. When a plane crashes, the black box is activated, and it goes for a while.
So it's all the
until-
same technology. You're using
It's military grade technology packed into a small device,
Okay.
and there is a strip on the side that is solar powered. So theoretically, you could use it for up to 5 to 6 years without needing to get it.
Okay.
refurbished.
I do appreciate the effort here, because I do think you have the beginnings of a good idea, and you found a major flaw and corrected it, which is something that I was unable to do.
Yes.
So I'll go ahead and give you 2, 3. I'll give you 4. 4 stars.
There we go. Closing it.
Still yet to have a 5-star idea. Both of us. We've been close.
I feel like I could have sworn we got.
There was one episode where you and I both had very good ideas.
right.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe we did.
We've been hitting gold with the pilot, like the pilot
the
house
pilot-
shows.
Yeah. And again, people at home, you will get to hear a full episode again next week, but we wanted to dedicate some time to Drunkards and Dragons, because it's been a while, and we don't have the time to do 2 full shows. So we're giving you still plenty of content here on this one. It's a little mini episode. A lot of people would actually prefer this, probably, the amount of time that
Right?
this
They'd be
episode
like,
is.
wow, I listened to
All
that.
we've gotten is complaints about how long this show is. So, hope you enjoyed this version of it. Again, quick follow us on Instagram at the Random Word Podcast, and then email us therandomwordblog@gmail.com. That's the best place to get in touch with us. And Facebook, the Random Word Podcast.
Yep,
there.
and
We don't
we'll-
really do much on Facebook, but definitely Instagram for sure. We do a lot there.
Yeah.
Salty Dalton, any final
So I've
send
got
off here?
I've got the closing phrase.
The phrase that pays.
I'm pretty sure we do that at the end, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember, and
We
I've
do.
listened to every single episode.
I know, so do I.
Okay, so are you ready? You ready for us to close out the show?
Sure, however you want to do it.
All right. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Nice. I like it.
That popped right up. I thought that was perfect.
That was good.
right.
Stay out of the kitchen, people, if you can't stand the heat, because everything's on fire.
It's on fire.
And the oven's going to tip over.
Yeah.
Like the home inspector told us. All right, guys. Sayonara, suckers.
We out of here.